Hello and welcome, listeners, to another episode of Tactical Awareness. It's Season 3, Episode ... It's a bonus episode. We are covering the new profiles for the Imperial Service, the ISS, as a bonus in between Combined Army and JSA. So let's dive in, catch up with Owen and Dan, and get this underway. Let's just do this. Let's just do this as like bonus content. And I'll throw it up in between the JSA and the...
Look, ISS is still shit, and I still love them.
Wait, you have a mine layer, Barara, and you didn't bring that? You couldn't afford 1 point? Oh, I guess you wanted the disco ball.
Welcome to a bonus episode of Tactical Awareness, where Dan is currently being berated by Owen after a game they played with the new ISS.
We played 2 games, and it was fine. I had a good time.
It was fine. We played 2 games, and Dan's being berated for playing with the newest factions, models.
I was very rusty, and I made a shit ton of mistakes. The first game, it was just kind of I got ran over by.
Well, I went first, so like that's the nature of modern Infinity. Yeah. I think I killed 8 models on my first turn.
Okay, fair enough. And these are all new profiles. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through the new profiles for ISS. I don't think anything changed, did it, Dan? Did you notice any like fundamental changes?
Not fundamental changes, but
because I think we'll still do let's just do we'll do a zeros to heroes later on this, but like let's talk about these new profiles because there's a bunch of them. What? Barara Palace Guard 1, Dragon.
How would I know if there's any new profiles?
Koga 3.
That would imply I knew what any of these profiles were before.
I should look. I should know everything, but we can just go by my ignorance.
Shenzhi,
and then people can comment.
What is a Tao Wu?
Jin Wei 5.
What the fuck are you?
There's at least 5, 6.
There's a bunch. We'll go through.
7.
Wait, they let you keep Devas?
Yeah.
And Dakinis.
Anyway, we're going to break down these new profiles and talk about what we think about them. And then
and we're going to also talk about what we lost, and I'm so sad about.
And what you lost. And Owen and Dan have just played a game too, so we'll wrap up with how the game went. So let's start with the light infantry and move our way down. So like, what's this Barara Palace Guard? He looks like a fucking jacked up Celestial Guard.
So first, the bow troops are impossible models to find. They're super old.
Yep.
They gained Albedo 3 this.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So they have Albedo 3, Biovisor, MSV 2, Discover +3. Good luck finding the models.
So it's funny, I still have all the models, but last edition, their things where the different visors were spread across all of them. Now they've just chunked all the visors on everybody. So like before it was like one of them had a biometric, one of them, you know what I mean? Like it was different profiles, different jobs. Like now it's just everybody has everything, and then you get your different weapon loadouts. That's BS Tac +1 burst. Thunderbolt's pretty cool. Also Flash Pulse, burst 2 Flash Pulse for 23 points.
I mean, a multi-sniper with Albedo and MSV2 is never a bad choice either.
No, neither. No, for sure. But there's that Thunderbolt, like, with no SWC for 23 points. He kind of does everything, right?
You mean I can take 5 shotgun riot stoppers with MSV and bio visors and Albedo?
Actually, we should pause a little bit and talk about the fire teams.
Oh, yeah, because they're new. They're new first, and that'll make everything more relevant. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Can you make a 5-man bow troop? Is that a thing?
Bow are a base troop of up to 3. You can have 3 together, but they have the same keyword as like 5 other things. 4 other things.
Yeah, you can take 3 of them in a duo or a Harris at the max. No 5-man like.
Oh, that's true. There's only Harris.
Yeah, it's not that
high.
Just
so
like
they kept the unlimited duo 2 Harris in a core. So that's nice to be able to have the extra Harris.
Double Harris, yep.
But
it means your 5 bow troops could be split across 2 Harrises if you wanted them to be, with like a bonus guy, because everybody counts as a Jan. So like,
I don't think you're bringing 5 of you guys, but
I'm just talking about Owen's idea to skew, because Owen's immediately just he's that's what he did.
Well, I just looked at these as like skew. For 16 points, that's just like the cost of a base trooper. Like he's slightly more expensive than just a Ghulam. And so, like, if this guy becomes your line trooper, like, I just remove Celestial Guard from my brain and go, oh, these guys, they're just Celestial Guard 2, no Specialist edition. Yeah. And you could like, if you wanted to spend the extra points, you could put like 1 Thunderbolt in each group to have like a reach out and touchy gun. Well, no, the idea that I have is that these are the base trooper to the filler, So like, if I'm bringing an Imperial agent of some kind, they just all get a bow troop. Just everybody gets on 17s is pretty legit. to start. Yeah.
Right. And then they discover on what is it with because it doesn't biometric values give you a plus for
No,
something.
it negates the negative and skips a step.
And the MSV negates the other negatives. So
yeah, they're very good at discovering. Anyway.
So fire teams. You got your Celestial Guard fire team, which is like Harris or Core. The Jin Wei is a new heavy infantry we'll talk about.
Yep.
They're okay. They threw the Crane Agent in there and the Pheasant Imperial Agent. The new box comes with one of each of those agents, and so they've kind of been permeated everywhere in the fire teams. And then you have the Dragon Lord, which is a new guy as well, who's in a regular order. I thought he was just going to be like a HVT, but he's got rules, so we can talk about him. And you can throw Chao Wu. So that's kind of the same. The Guangxi core with Celestial Guard, that's exactly the same. The Dakina and Devas are exactly the same. So before, Duo and Harris for there. The Wu Ming and Zanying, I think, are the same, but then they added in a Crate Agent and Pheasant Agent. Like I said, they kind of just threw them around. And then the Law and Order is like as a core starting, you can either have Bao Troop, Pheasant Imperial Agent, Crane Agent, Bounty Hunter, Zanying, CSUs, or Ciens. So it's like you have so much flexibility. It's kind of crazy. And then you can add the Genues or Sforza or Miranda Ashcroft, and like there's tons of keywords being thrown around. So you can make it. It's easy to make a full list of just duos everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And like your Harris's is like the bigger links if you need them to be, because you've got so many acts. Like you've got like a bunch of kind of cool ones too, right? Like you got the Crane in there that can be part of a pair of like Zanyings or something like that to give it like the Harris bonus if you want, or give it the core bonus.
Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. There's the Sujan Motorized Bounty Hunter. Those existed before. They threw in the Long Wang because they got a tag now. The Long Wang, I guess that's new to the edition, but it didn't have much update this recent update.
No.
But then the wild cards, the Shenzhi is a new guy as well.
It has the Shen keyword too.
Yeah.
So
Adil Crane Rank has a couple of cool keywords to be able to duo and stuff, but that was the same before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. And like, so if you have tons of fun duos, you can just bring like the missile launcher +1 burst and then have 3 dice in active turn, 2 dice in ARO with a missile launcher. It was not bad. But that was the same as when they released this edition. But the new updates, we are first looking at something that I cannot link called the Barara Palace Guard. So he's a guard piece, size 4. He's got
He reminds me of a blue coat.
He does a lot, actually. More expensive.
Yeah.
You're adding like 5 points. Oh no, only 4 points now because of the they got more expensive this edition.
Mm-hmm.
But he's on the size 4, so he's a little bit harder to hide. But 360 visor, biometric visor, MSV1, discover reroll, also good at discovery. He's got guard. He's got CC22 with either a Cobra pistol or a para CC weapon -9.
Mm-hmm. And they've got they have like the lion, right? The robotic lion.
Yeah,
little dragon,
like a lizard dragon plated thing. It looks really cool. I'm going to buy that stupid big box for like 3 models.
Right. Well, you also got access to Mine Layer, Shock Mines, and the Disco Baller.
Yeah, so it's actually a tough choice whether you want to do the Disco Baller route or the Mine Layer route.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can...
Mine Layer Emirat's cool too, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, it's not Emirat. Emirat's the gun. I'm thinking of the old emitters.
No, the Emirat is the... Wait. No, isn't it the template?
Isn't it mine? Is it template mine?
Emirat is like a flamethrower.
It's a flamethrower. That's right. Yeah. I'm thinking of the old Emirat, which was like a deployable. There was like a thing that was like a deployable, basically EM mine.
I have no note of what.
No, it's just my old information brain. Get off. Keep going.
No, I mean it's a Mine Layer with no SWIC, which is awesome.
Yep.
That's not super common. But he kind of guards.
Sorry, E-Mauler. That's what I'm thinking of. I had to get it out. Sorry.
What is it called?
E-Mauler. It was called an E-Mauler.
Oh.
That's what just came into my head.
You're showing your age.
I know. It's 4 editions ago.
So yeah, he's kind of like a backline. Like if you have like parachutists or a drop troop or like your deployment zone, like this guy is like the perfect guy to kind of just sit in the back there.
He really is kind of a jackbooty in that regard, right? Like he's
yeah,
puts a bunch of mines around whatever your sort of defensive pieces are and hopes that Margot and Duroc don't show up or do show up.
Like he doesn't mind at all. Like he'll be like, I got CC-22 with CC weapon -9.
Yeah, even Duroc doesn't want to get hit by the -9 para weapon.
No, like no one wants to get hit by para ammo. Yeah. We have decent chance of surviving it.
Or like, he's Fizz 16. He's only saving on 7s.
No, it's just -6. Or
no, it's -9 to the roll, not 6. The save.
Oh, what's para? Just -6, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
So he imposes a -9 if you try and dodge or fight him or shoot him or whatever.
So not great versus dogs, but at least you can do something with them nowadays, which is nice.
I mean, his big claim to fame is he does it.
And just murder
like he does it when they drop in, right? Like that's his whole. You can't land near me because you're taking this and you're probably going to get crit. Or you might get crit. I don't know. Everyone talked a lot of trash about him when he got like revealed. Like he looked so cool, but then his model came out and everyone was like 360 visor and he doesn't have every ability, and it's like he's supposed to defend. His whole gimmick. His entire gimmick is I stand here, and if you're within my arm's reach, I will kill you or shut you down.
He's a quasi creature. He's like a permanent quasi creature that can fight.
Yeah, but not
his whole jam. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got that 10.5-inch template range. Yeah, and that's all he got. He can throw some Hail Marys with light shotguns or some machine guns long range, but no, that's not what you want to be doing. So
and the Emirat's
it's hard to find a place on the board where he feels like he's in a good spot. You know what I mean? But at the same time, having that extra little mine layer to help cover more background. Like if you find that you're dying from parachutists and people running around your backline, this guy's the guy for you. But also, if you want a cheap disco baller that can hang out near a baggage bot, and just throw.
That's what I was thinking. Actually, was you have him as your point defense for your baggage bot with a heavy flamethrower and guard. Yeah, and just keep reloading your disco ball over and over again.
Right, and just throwing that disco ball, and it's like if you only need the one, you roll those 2 dice dual shot, right? You just.
It's funny he doesn't have a deactivator though.
Yeah, I know, right?
He can't turn it on or off.
Not a lot, but the Barara, I think decent, right? I'm not excited about him. I'm not disappointed in him. I'm glad I'm excited to paint him up.
I feel like he's a piece that, as certain factions become popular later in the edition, you're going to be glad you have. It's just it hasn't really settled into like where it's useful yet. That's all.
I mean, he is anathema to a black air. Yeah. This guy is the problem that the black air doesn't want to run into.
100%. Yeah. Or at Atalanta.
Just because, well, like those Atalanta, whatever, but the black air. I'm talking about defensively because the black air parachutist who comes in your deployment zone with mimetism.
Yeah, him
this
too.
Guy's like made to stop him from being able to just do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
like you'll have to deal with this guy.
Yeah,
disco ball, sure, yeah. But I just mean like the rest of his kit. And then obviously like you're going to deal with Fides, you're going to deal with Speculo Killers, you're going to deal with what are the one guys called? The Toha one. Grief Operators.
And also Razyats, all the deployment zone drop guys.
I kind of wish we had a bit higher fizz. Would make them a lot more useful.
It was just a dude, right? Like 90% of this is the cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. Whatever it is, his iguana.
Yeah, his weird fucking Gila monster.
One guy is staring at people, and the rest of it is the Gila monster who's shooting flamethrowers and
just slashing at them. Socially injecting some Komodo dragon venom.
This guy's a pretty good idea for keeping as your holdback.
Yeah, as like a defensive tech piece for sure. Yeah, and he's cheap. Like you can get him, and he doesn't. You're not mad that you took him for an order. You know what I mean? If you're just taking the 19.1, that's letting you drop up a mine. The disco bar is probably the one I'd take though, because I'd pair.
I mean, good fucking luck finding 2 of these models because you got to buy the whole big box to get one. But
but if people don't like them, they'll hawk them on eBay and the trading sites.
They won't.
If the people don't like
they
them,
just got mad because it's the same thing everyone gets mad about, where he comes out with a profile and he doesn't have like BS 15 MSV 3.
Not all Swiss guards.
Not AP HMG SR -5. Like,
why don't you have a Type 2 HMG?
Yeah. Why? What's going on? Just another garbage model.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that next. The Dragon Lord, the Imperial Service Judge.
I looked at him and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
I love
the more I
this
looked at him,
guy.
I was like,
he's 5 points. He is my absolute hero. I don't know what this guy feels like. He's the profile for the HVT that comes in like your Dire Foes box.
Yeah,
Warcore 2 monofilament edition.
Warcore 2.0.
Fucking so good for 5 points. This guy's so weird. He's a specialist. He's just a 5-point stealth specialist.
I mean, he's slow 4/4, but it doesn't mean he's just not exceptional at moving. But I mean, he's got a freaking monofilament CCU.
He's got stealth, a mono, and a flash pulse and nanopulsar, which is not nothing. He's just
I will not rest until I kill a tag with him.
Oh my god.
It will be really hard.
Be so funny. That'd be so funny.
I'm like,
just stick him with the war core. You know
most of the time he's sitting out
link.
War core.
Can he link? Shut up.
Yeah.
What can he link with?
A whole bunch of people. Celestial Guard, Jin Wei, Crane Agent, Pheasant Agent, Kishi, Tao Wu. Dragon Lord's just a Celestial Guard that he can link with them. He can just come along for the ride if you wanted. He doesn't do anything for them, and you can't activate him in the link with his irregular, but he can link with all of them, and off they go.
I guess he would be cool to throw, like, if you have a Celestial Guard link, you kind of just throw him in there, and then you kind of put him as an arrow, and then he gets 2 dice flash. Is that correct? An arrow?
No, he got a 1.5. Like not 2 dice. He'd get a burst.
1.55.
Yeah, he get a bonus dice.
That's not bad.
Yep. He's so weird.
His little martial arts level 1. It's
he's like this super weird like defensive piece too for like I don't know, like a Celestial Guard or like a like any kind of like you could do him with Tao Wu. That's so fucking weird. It's such a
they all need a Celestial at the bottom.
No, I know they need some. Yeah. They need to have Celestials to make them an actual thing. It's just
they're all gonna brag of who has the better coat on. Yeah, Tao Wu or the Dragon Lord. They're gonna be like eyeing each other up.
I love my Tao Wu.
The Celestial Guard's like, why am I here?
All right, this is the guy we were talking about before we started. Next is the Koga Ninja. I love this profile. Dan, you were excited about this profile too.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna bring new stuff for Owen, and I just totally glossed over this, mostly because it was like I had the idea like 5 minutes before I was leaving the house.
There's so many flavors of ninjas right now too. Like there's like the Kun, like there's like 20 different flavors of ninjas. There's so many ninjas.
So you have 3 profiles that are 4 deployment plus 8 with camo.
Well, let's talk about the core stats first. He's a 6'2" melee fighter, right? That can also shoot. Because most ninjas are BS 11. This guy's BS 12. He's CC 23, 6'2", Fizz 12, Whip 13, 1 arm, 3 BTS, 1 wound, and he's size 2.
I mean, big asterisks on that.
He's only a Mim 3 ninja, though.
Mim 3 ninja, yeah. But like a BS 12 ninja, they're all BS 11 normally. Bang bomb plus 4, so he dodges on 16s against non-like template-y shit. Climb plus, courage, decoy 1, dodge plus 1, martial arts 3, Mim 3, specialist built in, stealth and surprise attack -3. And then now you can talk about the profiles. I just wanted to like give the baseline there.
I think all of these profiles we're going over, a lot of them are maybe an argument for ISS being the best eligible non-lethal list now.
Yeah,
they're contending.
These guys, so every single one of these profiles, all 5 of them, is just shitting EM. There's EM. They've all got EM close combat weapons and EM carbines with +1 burst. It's fucking crazy. It's wild.
EM close combat weapons will still beat the shit out of anything, kill things. Yep. But the EM carbine and the pulsar, one of them's got a bow. A couple of them have a bow. Hey, one of them's a contender.
The EM argument is much more because the long wing has an adhesive. That's what. That's the you get to be non-lethal because you have an SR -1 adhesive launcher, which means it's a -70 or fizz.
Oof. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't know if it retains that. I think it goes to 6 after you've already been hit, but it's pretty cool.
Anyway. For 25 to 30 points, you got 2 parachutist profiles that have either the contender tac bow or the pulsar EM mine. And then you got the 4 deployment plus 8 mine layer profile, or it's all 4 deployment plus 8. And then one's mine layer, one's killer hacker with upgrade carbonite. That's a weird killer hacking device, but I kind of like it that you can get upgrade carbonite too.
Carbonite's super useful.
Yeah. Well, especially if you can carbonite and sticky somebody. So if you can carbonite and EM somebody, and then they just cannot get out. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
No, that one's the same. You need the adhesive.
Oh, you need adhesive. That's right. Yeah.
But what's nice is that if you have immunity BTS, the EM carbines can't do anything to you. but if you hack them with carbonite, you can still immobilize them.
Send the power guard or send the palace guard. That's the one. This paralyzer. Send the palace guard to go hit him with a stick after you carbonite.
Yeah, for having ninjas in your own faction, it's funny to me how hard the kunai ninja and this guy just like eat their lunch. Like, look at the killer hacker ninja for 25 points with his tack bow and his mine. And then look at the Koga for 30 points. And he's just like, oh, yeah, I'm a hacker and I'm camo and I'm forward deployed. I've got a carbonite and I've got better stats and I can fight just as good. I don't have Mim 6, but I've got a better gun and I've got a pulsar and I can deploy repeaters.
I mean, the main thing is
it's kind of another case of these older models being like
maybe it's just ninjas. Is it just ninjas? Because it comes up with ninjas twice.
Yeah, because the kunai solutions ninja is, I think, just better.
He's just a different animal. Like he's doing.
He's got a Type 2 Thunderbolt, which is pretty fucking great.
Yeah, like
he has a Type 2 pistol. His basic ass pistol's Type 2.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
He's doing a different job than the other two. Like the Koga ninja and the ninja in my brain are kind of the same guy. Like they're going to do your objectives last minute. They're going to have like very specialist, like I can counter a hacker. And the Koga though gets just a +1. He gets decoy as well. He gets EM weapons as well. He gets a repeater as well.
Parachutist is huge because you like, I think a lot of people really undervalue the ability to counterplay with parachutist, right? Especially because we still have deploying on the line. We have that airborne infiltration rule this season. And that
just lets you get inside the exclusion zone. Yeah.
But if there is one, what I was saying is just having parachutists, meaning that like you don't have to decide a deployment where this guy's going to be. You can have him react to where your opponent's hold back piece is. You know what I mean? Like if a tag goes to one side or the other, and have this guy show up and then surprise attack, in cover with Mim, with an EM carbine, or just run into melee and stab the guy in the face with EM close combat weapon. That's for the versatility of those parachutist pieces. I think that's really, to me, the fact that this guy can come in different flavors. Because I would probably take one parachutist and one forward deployment. You liked the mine layer one because it has the mine laid EM mines. I like the killer hacking one. Although I guess they can both go into camo, so it doesn't really matter.
There's no mine layer on the hacker.
No, there isn't.
But no, what I like the contender parachutist because he can come in and murder people from behind, both ranged and melee.
Just a straight up T2 gun. I'd be the DS12.
I love the killer hacker because he can still do stuff to non-hackers. Right? He can still throw carbon. No. But I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is like most killer hackers, when heavy infantry are walking around, you know what I mean? Because like they tend to end the turn hidden somewhere. This guy's still harassing people by throwing out carbonites. Like even in the reactive turn, because killer hackers typically don't have anything to do it unless a hacker walks by. Whereas this guy can still be like doing just his versatility is up there because of his carbonite.
I think he can
drop repeaters, which is cool too.
Because there's repeaters around the edges sometimes, and like I struggle with that. Like when I was playing Torchlight and I was bringing Jamie Orantes in as a parachutist, like it was hard sometimes to be like there's like a repeater near the edge of the board, and it just cut out tons of slots because you're a heavy infantry. You're like really vulnerable to hacking. And then if you're not a hacker, then they could spotlight you maybe. I don't know. Most people just bring a killer hacker to kill other people's hackers. So there's not. And anyways, I like the parachutist contender and then the mine layer camo guy. Because I mean three camo markers in the midfield.
Sure.
That's just fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a good time. So Koga,
I think I'm giving a big thumbs up to. They seem like one of the more interesting ads here.
Great profile. Yeah, super good add to the faction.
Mm-hmm. Did we have anything like this apart from the regular ninjas before? Because I don't think we did, especially not the parachutist.
No.
Well, just the sheer volume of EM that's getting dumped into the new edition, where they're like, we're going to dial up all the heavy infantry. Okay, now we're going to make it so every heavy infantry has a hard counter floating out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Miranda Ashcroft got a big glow up to be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the next parachutist because we got the Imperial Vanguard, the Fang.
Sorry.
They're into medium infantry now. This guy is a 4/4 CC18 BS13. BS attack +1 burst across the board. Dodge +1 inch. Min -3 religious troop, also baked in specialist operative, stealth and terrain total.
You're just trying to make them out well.
Yeah, well, and it's again, this is just like the Koga Ninja. It's either 3 infiltrations with hidden deployment or 3 parachutists. And you've got the same kind of profiles across like most of these. We have a hacker, and killer hacker, but all with upgrade firewall -3 on their devices as the parachutists. They got SMGs, EMRATs, and decharges. Then there's a basic parachutist, which is a boarding shotgun and a heavy flamethrower and decharges. These guys are great, like do anything specialists. 24 to 26 points for those guys. They're really cheap because they don't have the melee capability of the Koga, but they shoot.
Or the speed. Yeah.
Or the speed, yeah. But the +1 burst SMG, a burst 4 SMG, and then burst 2 EMRATs and heavy flamethrowers are friggin' legit. And then the hidden deploy guys have a light shotgun, a boarding shotgun, SMG, and then an EM carbine, heavy flamethrower, EMRAT as their sidearms. And these guys are all surprise attack -3, hidden deploy, infiltration, and forward observer, but they don't have camo state. So they're just going to be out in the open after that. That's all done.
Yeah, I haven't parsed these in my brain yet. I've looked at them. You get confused because there's so much text, but it's not super complicated, but it's just kind of,
yeah.
They also have a pair of CC weapon -6, which is kind of like it makes it so you don't want to go into melee with them as much.
Even though they're not
doesn't really
specialists.
Give them anything.
It's
you
more
don't want to be going to melee with them.
It's more defensive than offensive, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that 24-point parachutist killer hacker upgrade firewall -3 is pretty friggin' great.
Yeah, if you want a parachutist killer hacker, I think this is the one for you.
This is the one. Yeah,
better than Koga.
It's better than the Koga just because it's one. Well, the Koga's got the harassment thing, but this one's got the like I'm gonna friggin' kill you thing with a built-in firewall. So it's BTS 9 defensively, right, with the firewall because BTS 6 base. And then a burst 4 SMG with mimetism and cover coming in the flanks. That's actually a decent fighting piece. And base 13.
SMGs ain't what they used to be, though.
No AP if you can sneak up with them. If you can sneak up with them, they're pretty great.
If you're just fighting through cheerleaders,
it's plebs, yeah. If you're killing remotes and shit, like it's a good offhand gun. And the EMRAT, a burst 2 EMRAT is no joke.
Yep.
It's a big EM flamethrower.
Oh, quite nice.
I like this guy more than the Koga.
I think so too.
I like this guy more than I like the Koga.
Do you like the hidden deployer or do you like the parachutist?
For this one, it's probably the parachutist.
Yeah.
Like the Koga, I'm on Dan's side for the hidden deploy mine or the mine layer ones.
Yeah, me too.
And then for parachutists, this guy's like marginally cheaper, but continues to be a specialist. So I guess they're both specialists, but also just has like, I mean, the big thing is these decharges, right? Like you have an EMRAT and a decharge. So you can kill anything.
They're elite troops too, which means they can do all the stamp your feet abilities.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're
like, when it comes to doing classifieds, they can do like pretty much all the ones.
Well, I'm just talking like purely I have stealth, and so I can walk in from behind, EMRAT you, and then walk up and slap a decharge on you.
100%, yeah, that too.
And it's like I'm not good at fighting. Yeah, slap decharge. I use the I auto hit you and
apply plastic explosives. Yeah,
I'm gonna give you -6. I'm gonna give me -6.
Yeah, you can do how we end up. You can do your -12 reset, and I'm gonna hit you with a decharge.
Well, never mind the fact that like you're hitting them with 4 armor. Like if they fail that dodge, you're hitting them with 4 armor rolls for that EMRAT, or 4 BTS, half BTSs, right? Like that's a terrifying gun. You're not like I don't think anything in the game cannot get jammed up by having to roll 4 dice at half BTS.
It's annoying that
the Yoda's getting scared of that.
It's annoying that most people have tag pilots now, so they get the dodge +3. But
just out of line of sight, right? Like you coming behind because you're parachute.
No, I just mean because it offsets, right? Like
that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Like day ones and Maximus. Like again, I'm filtering this because we just played, and so I'm thinking of like if he had this, what would I have done?
Maybe
not against what I brought.
No,
you have to somehow get a line to Maximus, and I wouldn't have seen this coming. That's for sure. But did you have a route? Is kind of the other problem, and like a killer hacker parachutist, even with the firewall, like the Asura is going to kill you.
Yeah, like killer hacker's cool though. I like the fact that killer hacker can go and do a camo state at the end of it too, right? You can go to you can like coordinate a coordinate a cyber mask if you need to.
Yeah, just walk in. Do your job, cyber mask, wait, be around, be annoying. Too bad he doesn't have a repeater.
He's really hard to counter hack too with that upgrade because of his BTS being so high and the firewall mods. Like he's not nothing for trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. And then last in the medium infantry for new profiles, we got the Shenzhi, the Divine Machine Battalion. What
These guys are
fuck is this? It's just like your super engineer.
I like turrets.
So they have whip 13 and they have engineer whip 14. Instead of engineer +1, they just have an engineer whip 14, which makes no sense.
Because there isn't a +1 to stats.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not a thing in the game.
It's just
other than +3s. You get +3s or you get nothing. Or
burst,
I guess.
We can't reprogram this. We're just typing out.
This is the same as Gizmo Kit. This is the same as Gizmo Kit or Dodge, right? It just gives you a stat instead.
Okay.
What other gun? What other ability does he have? Is that it? Is it because he can't get a guaranteed deactivator? I think that's probably what it is.
Why? Yeah.
Because the deactivators are +6 against whip.
Yeah.
So if they gave him whip 14, his deactivator would auto work every time he got within zone of control. But if they make him 13 but counts as 14 for engineer, it means that he can't auto deactivate.
Yeah.
You still have to roll a dice.
Yeah, you still have to roll a die. You'd fail on a 20.
Come on, that's the shit. Just give him something. Give him something.
And then we got all the deployables. We got a Thunderbolt AP light shotgun decharge. And this guy's a BS-12. He's like a Pano.
There's two choices here.
BTS-3 guy.
There's two choices.
Okay,
here.
I'm just saying there's a Thunderbolt AP and there's a combi rifle, and they've either got the arm turret +1 adhesive launcher or arm turret emitter, and we're all taking the arm turret emitter, obviously.
Yeah, I like the adhesive launcher one.
Yeah, but the emitter's better.
It depends.
There's also deployable cover if you needed it for some reason.
Does it matter, Dan?
It depends. Okay, look. If 3 dice is 3 dice. Okay.
Range 16 and range 24 is range 16 and range 24.
Look, you're placing them in different play areas.
This guy's not leaving your deployment zone.
All right.
Wait, can he link? Am I missing something? I know he had one of them he could link with.
Ying can. Doesn't look like it. Oh, that's Shenzhi. Yeah, Shenzhi can.
A wild card.
2 of them can be wild cards. They count as
shares
Shens.
a thing with his Xian.
Oh, they count as Shens, and Shen's going to be the core of the Law and Order Fire team.
There you go.
So you can stick one of these guys.
Here's your Harris.
Yeah. But even a duo, just duo them with friggin' Shens. Shens are the visor.
No. Your Harris is Pangalang, Xian, this guy. 8 point repeater baggage bot plus Xian plus
to reload. Yeah.
And so now you're walking around reloading, putting turrets down, giving the Xian the extra dice.
The
FTO has to be 12 points.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's only the FTO.
Oh no, never mind. It's all over.
Garbage now. Throw it all out.
Yeah. All he got was repeater now and a shotgun, thus solving any other problems that you might run into.
I like that the decharges are better than normal decharges, or they work.
Just throw out constant emitters.
Wait, what's a normal decharge?
Decharges are normally a 6, so they're better.
+1 damage decharge. Woo!
Oh man,
it's 50. Wait, no, it's less than that. It is. How much is a Xian?
The Xians are 50, right? But you can take the +1 SWC one. That's like it's got a multi-marksman, nano pulsar +1 burst, firewall -6. And then
you take the HMG.
We take both.
Sure.
You
the other one,
one of your lieutenant, right?
One of each.
You get extra orders, and then one of each, and then you got it's 166 points for 2 of these.
Can I have lieutenant HMG and regular HMG, and those are my 2 boys? There we go.
I mean, it's slightly different points. This is where you're getting an extra.
164 for 6 guys, and there's my 2 Harrises.
Yeah.
And then I bring a core of Guangxi.
Yeah, you're already at 10 orders, and
then I have like 100 points left to put ninjas into group 2.
That's right. Yeah, to fly ninjas in a tag.
I don't mind the deployable cover one with the Thunderbolt AP.
I just think he's like
Thunderbolt around is not terrible.
If they weren't burst 2, that's the biggest. Like this guy's not a good gunfighter.
Yeah, you don't want this guy gunfighting. You just want him throwing a turret. Like what you're doing is you're throwing out that emitter in a place where the Shen's also looking, so that when they fight the Shen, they have to fight the emitter too.
No, that's not how that works. But
that's what I would do.
But in theory,
in reactive,
you could say your intent is to, if someone's coming around this particular corner, I'm going to place this turret. So where currently this Xian is, if they come around the corner, they will see both at the same time. Is that could you do that?
Sure.
No, you can't really, because they're the same size base. So
No,
unless you, because if you're
different
even
elevations though.
unless you were on top of him elevation wise, like literally like on a balcony.
Yeah,
Because if you're on a balcony above him, then you could do it. But if you're any degree back from him, or if he's ahead, you'd be able to do one or the other.
Unless slice the pie. Prone. Same could be prone.
Yeah. No, it's the same thing, because like if you have two circles and one's behind the other and you start drawing a line from the side, you'll see the first circle first.
Yeah.
No matter what, right?
It won't matter when you're slicing a pie.
Standing or prone.
Just because it's closer.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, just because it's closer to you.
Okay, it's fine. But you don't do that though. You're the turret. The turret is just for defense, right? Like it means that the Xian can walk up knowing that he has a guy who's just leaving breadcrumbs behind him so that he can't get flanked.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and the guy also he has a reloading acrolat cannon as he goes along too. Like he's not just the turret.
And special decharges.
Ooh, even though most things you need decharges for, you don't actually.
All right, so this guy's effectively just he's your what's the word? He's your quartermaster with like the armory full of deployables.
Damn, you're gonna make me play this faction, aren't you?
Just by screwing it up to the point
where play it wrong.
This is exactly it. It's gonna drive on fucking crazy.
Well, no, it's just like you're not wrong when you look at the weapons and you just go to weapons and filter adhesive launcher. And like, I'm sold. Like adhesive launcher on a tag, and I can link the tag.
Wow.
And and whoever the hell the rest of these people are, I don't care.
We're not doing a full faction review. We're just going over the new stuff.
No. So let's talk about Jin Wei, because he's the forbidden troop. This is your new heavy infantry. And speaking of e-weapons and sticky guns, this guy's got all the sticky guns. He is cheap as shit for an Arm 2, BTS 3, Structure 2 heavy infantry. He's like a robot.
He's got immunity BTS.
He's
immune to EM weapons.
Yeah, he's immune to E weapons. He's basically what's the party protocol robots from Iron Man, right? Like he's like a junior Iron Man. He's got BS12 and then BS TAC +1 burst across the board. And then remote presence sensor and 6th sense. So, and religious troop, weirdly, which is I think is just supposed to represent the fact that he's a dumb robot and he'll just stay in the open, right? Everybody's got an adhesive launcher and a heavy riot stopper, and then we've got a Tinbot version and an acrolat version on top of that for 18 or 19 points. But the cool guy in their AVA3 is the Jin Wei triangulated fire that has an emitter and a heavy riot stopper. This is the guy that single-handedly can put immobilize A and B on somebody.
All by himself.
Not likely at the same time. That's going to be a bit of a work, but
clearly I can have at the same time. But he's only armor 2, BTS 3 for heavy infantry. But
he's 4 wounds before he goes away.
Yeah, he's extremely hard to kill.
The structure, not wounds.
So also counts as a Shen.
yeah.
Can also go in those Harrises if you want.
The Jin Wei kind of gets around. He also counts as a Celestial Guard in the Celestial Guard fire team.
Yep.
So it's like he can insert himself. But sensor is nice. It's always nice. 6th sense is always
just have one of these falling around 3 Celestial Guards. Right? Like 3 duos of these guys where each Celestial Guard just has one of these assholes falling around, basically.
I'm torn between the acrolite cannon and the emitter.
I don't know. Is the Celestial Guard hacker any good? Because I was just going to say that you could have the firewall hanging out with him too.
He's fine. Like Celestial Guard are whip 14.
Yeah. So like the hacking device guy hanging out with the firewall one gives you like a firewalled hacker for free.
The hacker's only 14 points. It's a cheap hacker.
Because he's got the light riot stopper and the submachine gun, right? He's just like he's exactly the same as the O12 one, the Kappa one.
The O12 one's 13. It was used to be 12 points. It's up to 13 points as addition. Yeah. So it's just for 1 point.
It's because the whip's
you get an extra whip.
Yeah.
And the dodge +1 inch that you'll never use.
Probably.
Because that's the Yu Jing thing. Blech.
He kind of reminds me of the what's the beta trooper little beta bot? The one that would do it's like the junior beta trooper, basically. He reminds me of that. But sensor's really cool. Like having like 3 little sensor guys falling around. He's very hard to remove from the table.
It's if you're hacking, it's the same as whatever. But if you're shooting them, it's like you gotta work hard to get rid of them.
Yeah, 4 wounds total.
With the +1 burst built in, then you have the active turn 2 burst acrolite cannon. If you're in a link, you get 3 dice acrolite cannon. That's nothing to scoff at. That's pretty good.
A triangulated fire BS12 emitter.
Yeah, that's also pretty sweet.
Yeah.
No, I guess, yeah, you still get your burst. So, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be burst 3 on that. He doesn't get any special dice, even if you link him for the triangulate fire, but...
Still burst 3, BS12, shooting at 48 inches against some random ass tag.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the defensive stats for those guys. Like, because like that's a nice, like, oh, I'm like an AR for half the cost. And it's like, well, you're kind of half the person because you don't have the -6 either.
No, for sure.
But again, you're half the cost.
You're half the cost.
I don't know if I'd ever bring him as the triangulated one.
Really?
I feel like he does like a bunch of stuff, and I don't like. Do you need it? Like, what job does that guy do that the ninja doesn't do, and Miranda doesn't do, and
I think he's just
the turret?
He's just a deterrent.
The emitter turret is a deterrent, and then I don't have to risk anything, right? Like, yeah. And then that guy's also going off and doing his homework and being an engineer and doing other jobs. Like, I like the other 3 profiles, like what you were saying around the hacker getting the firewall right away. I don't know if I'd bring this guy to do triangulated fire.
Yeah, I guess
just because like that's cool, but.
Well, then we're into our next drop troop, which is the Jin Wei drop troop.
Before going there.
Okay.
Sunzu.
Oh, to get some change?
Randomly got another profile.
God bless the new profile.
So the bottom one, the Lieutenant +1 order. So
Vulcan shotgun.
It had 2 profiles, which were similar. They both had +1 command token. He got a glow up this edition as well. We won't spend too much time on him. But his Vulcan shotgun Pulsar Flashballs profile gained a Lieutenant +1 order instead of a +1 command token.
Interesting.
So that's fun.
He's 3 orders for 53 points.
Make him work.
I mean, +1 order with Strategos level 2.
And he's still like, and he's decoy 2 now, which is very funny. And BS Tech, but he's gonna burst 3.
Sunzu, I thought was always okay. I think he's great now.
I think he's gonna be underrated. They'll probably give him a new model. That's probably why he's getting all these new toys. All right, Jin Yao, the drop troop, Albedo drop troop. So in Owen's math, this is now mandatory. He's got combat jump, Fizz 13, courage, parachutist, remote presence, and super jump jet propulsion. So he's going 6/6 wherever he goes.
We lost the Garuda. The Garuda has been ripped from our hands
and replaced with this guy. BS12, Arm 2, BTS 3, Structure 1. But he's remote presence, so like you got to do 3 ones to kill him. And then we got Boarding Shotgun, Heavy Ride Stopper, Paramine, Red Fury, Heavy Ride Stopper, SMG, Adhesive Launcher, Heavy Ride Stopper, and Deployable Repeater. And then a Paramedic profile with SMG, Adhesive Launcher, Heavy Ride Stopper, Medkit. He's no Garuda because he doesn't have a Spitfire or Mimetism. But
Albedo is cool. Just evil Mimetism.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's got nega Mimetism. And his job is specifically to go and combat those visor guys, right? So what do you
like the Red Fury profile.
24 points. I think the Red Fury is the one, yeah, because it's basically the old Garuda.
Dude, that 18-point deployable repeater. Oh my god,
cool too. SMG, adhesive launcher.
Yeah, he has other guns, but what he is I walk in, I put down the repeater. Do as you will to me. I have done my duty. Also, I have all of my other weapons.
You have a guy with a pitcher in this list.
Sure, but like you can kill the pitcher guy. You can't kill this guy. He will always get to do his job.
Yep. If you take an Evo, he's jumping on 16s.
No, I'm saying like you bring him in on the side. He tries to do his job with his adhesive launcher and his submachine gun and his riot stopper. And either he ends his turn putting down a repeater, or the first time someone looks at him, he deploys his repeater. Like as the ARO piece.
And he can put it really anywhere because he's got jump, right? So like he can jump around.
I guess you can sneak around like heavy infantry blocks and stuff and just throw down some repeaters, which is nice. Yeah.
I think if I
like a Paramine as well. Paramine is sick.
Paramine's crazy. Yeah.
Especially on a parachutist.
Yeah.
Or combat jump. He's only Fizz 11, but he got the +2 up to Fizz 13 for the combat jump. So, but also in this iteration of ITS, you get the 1 free combat jump on the line if there's an exclusion zone. So options.
He's neat. I don't think he's I don't think you max him out with Albedo. Like he's not like a gunfighting piece. So I don't know if you max him out, but I do think if you're like looking to corner cut, the Red Fury one's cool, and that Repeater one, if you've got a decent hacker in your list, I think is also really cool.
Yeah, there's a couple of scenarios. There's a couple of scenarios where the paramedic is a pretty clutch, cheap guy.
Right. Well, because he's a super jumper too, right? So you can go 12 inches in order.
Right. Like a supply is walk in from behind, SMG a guy, pick up the box and hop away, or open a box and then flee after getting it.
Yeah. Is there an exclusion in supplies? I don't think there is.
No. There's not. No.
Yeah,
but
so
you can still parachute it. And
it's just
two orders, open up the box.
Yeah, Fizz 16 didn't show up. And he's because he's a paramedic, he gets a bonus in the box too. He gets 2 dice.
Yeah, that's the idea.
16s. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's all that's new.
That's all the new stuff.
That's all the new stuff. So how did your game go? You guys played OSSS against
vanilla Aleph.
Just vanilla Aleph?
Turns out my Aleph list is also just both vanilla and ISS. Like you can play it on either one. The only difference is does Max get to duo with the Asura? That's the only change.
Got it.
Yeah, we played 2 games. One game where we were both played unmasking on both games, and one game I won the roll off and went first, and then the other game we just had him go first.
Right.
Because it was one of those like, oh, it's just because I didn't go first kind of thing, and it's like, could I have survived if he went first? And the answer is it was much harder.
So I'm very rusty. I've been playing a lot of like Old World and whatever. I really haven't played anything since Carbonite, and so it was kind of like that was a horrible decision. Oh dear God, why did I do that? And Owen is not one to not capitalize.
No, Owen will always smell weakness.
I mean,
so basically I tried out the Dragon Lord. He was just an arrow piece as like another flashballs for me, and he worked fine for that. I think maybe keeping him more towards the ground level so I can use him as a specialist to kind of run through it and do something later game if he doesn't get rid of, if they avoid the flash pulses, would be an option. I tried out the Bayaras. Unfortunately, I had to fight against, what are your stupid guys called?
Day ones.
The Day ones. And
Day ones are anathema to a whole bunch of stuff in this faction because they're high dodge immunity enhanced, and so like the EM stuff just doesn't work on them, and they run right at you. And in our first game, they killed half of his army.
Yeah, but against other things, I think they'd be good. It was just unfortunately that. Also, we didn't talk about this, but the Zan Ying, I think it was just this last update. The hacker has a pitcher, decharges, and got upgrade 0 pain to a regular hacker device, which is nice. And they're a 6th Sense hacker, so super solid.
Mm-hmm. No
so 0 pain. We didn't get to use 0 pain because I got shot off the board. He didn't try to hack me because he's smart. But
so what new profiles did you use? So
I didn't use a ton. I mostly used the Dragon Lord, the Bayara, and then the Jin Yao, which is the drop troop.
I love that you took the 18-point monofilamental guy. What did he do? Anything cool?
Nothing. The problem is like, hey, I've got a monofilament sword, and then the Dahaway, or both Maximus and the Day Ones are like, and
that's nice. I don't mean any arm. What about the drop troop?
Drop troop.
He almost pulled it back for you in our first game.
He did okay. It's nice being able to just come on the side and with super jump have that flexibility to just kill some things. And then I did a Hail Mary, jump up on top, barely see the edge of his Sura.
Nice.
And I'm just like, blah! And he's like, I'm armor 5 and cover. I'm like, roll those 16s. And he did. And he died.
Roll all those 16s, you piece of crap.
But no, I like them. As someone who's brought a lot of like parachutists and combat jumpists with like a Spitfire, I mean, the -1 damage, you're barely going to notice against most stuff as you just kind of run around and just bully people in the back with weight of dice. I think it's a great piece. And you lost to Garuda, but I think he's cheaper than the Garuda
Yeah,
Spitfire.
the Spitfire.
Yeah.
No, the Spitfire I think is cheaper. I think he's sorry, I think they're 1 point difference is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like so I think your guy is 1 point cheaper compared to the Garuda.
Because no mim, and he's got whatchamacallit,
and he's slower.
Yeah, he's slower.
Yeah.
But he does have
Garuda's better. Does the Garuda 8?
The Garuda's 8 too.
So you could jump 6 and move 8, or move 8 and jump 6.
Amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah. And then he has a Spitfire, but he doesn't have the riot stop. Like he doesn't have the template backup, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
I really like the heavy riot stopper.
Like these guys are just like a solid. They do the similar but different role. Like this is like a good like apples and oranges switch up. I don't know. I like it. I like the cheap ones. I do like the 17 and the 18-point guy.
Me too.
I really like the Paramine guy. I like the 17-point guy.
Yeah.
I'm either going Red Fury or...
Because the Paramine guy can also drop the mine around a corner and then peek out and shoot and make a choice.
Right. It's kind of board dependent, though, of like how many corners can I actually take advantage of this? And
yeah, because of their drop ability, like that's the point, right? They can show up where you need them.
But also,
this new guy does jump better.
Everywhere, I feel.
This guy jumps better than the Garuda because the Garuda is just an 11. This guy's counts as 13 if the Garuda were to combat jump down, which is like a strange comparison there, but
he's got better wings
and he's tougher. Armor 2 instead of armor 0.
Instead of armor 0. Not naked.
That makes a difference, actually. A big difference.
Yeah. 5 like, I mean, that's a 60% pass rate against like a combi or something.
Plus 10%.
Yeah.
I didn't bring the Kogas just because I forgot about them. And there's just so much new stuff. And again, I had like 5 minutes to build a list. So I was like, let's grab some of the new stuff.
And we'll update this when we actually do the Zeros to Heroes on the
But
it'll be the first one we do because they're the oldest faction.
I want to continue trying the new stuff. It's tricky because I played this faction for a while and I got my like use of it. I actually liked the faction beforehand. And now they're adding a bunch of new stuff to it, but I haven't really played White Banner enough. And that's like the next on my list. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, this lets you go back and forth. You know what I mean? You can shake the dust off, try out new things, be excited about the stuff you have, like your painted collection and stuff too, and then go back and do something new.
Yeah, I just painted up a box of the new White Banner expansion with the two new cheapo camo dudes and the Albedo guy. So, it's nice. It feels great.
It's just nice for Yu Jing to get new stuff. You know what I mean? I think it's cool for them to get new stuff.
Another cool synergy with the Barara that has the mine layer, I guess in the Koga as well, but the Koga you kind of want to take advantage of the +8 is the Luna as the
Major,
the only camo that would be in your deployment zone, so you kind of always knew who the Luna sniper was. But now you can put a mine layer beside it and be like, well, which one's the sniper?
And who knows?
Who knows?
Could be anybody.
All
right. Well, we'll be back with our regular scheduled breakdowns in Zeros to Heroes with the JSA, starting off with O-Band next week. But we wanted to do this little interlude as we checked out these new profiles. So thanks for listening.
One question about these new profiles, just as we finish up.
Sure.
Is there any new profile here that makes it where Yu Jing is not the silver medalist? That there isn't like a comparison elsewhere who's just better for cheaper.
Koga, there's nobody like him in the game.
Is it the Koga? Is he finally like
maybe the Koga?
We have this guy and he's really good. Yeah, and no one does what he does.
I think the Koga is definitely like that. Like I can't think of something in JSA that does anything like it or combined or like that's just like dripping in EM. Mine layer, like that's a very unique profile. And then that little biometric guard, like blue coats are kind of similar, but they don't guard. That's a pretty unique piece too. Yeah,
but he's not like great. I think
doesn't matter if they're great or not. What I'm saying is, does it give the faction personality? I don't like when a single miniature defines a subfaction. I like seeing multiple different pieces that are kind of unique to a subfaction. So like, for instance, I don't think that the, the hacker tag in, for instance, Bakunin defines that faction, but it's a really cool piece in that faction.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, and
no, I get that. What I was saying is more like this has been like a thing forever with Yu Jing, at least in my perspective and in people I've talked to. It becomes like the Hack Tau, for example, right? He's so close to being a Swiss guard.
Yeah.
But he's just worse in a little bit of every way. Yeah. And so it was always this thing where
Hack Tau looks
he's the same.
No, what I'm saying is they'll probably update him like this. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Maybe.
Like a quiet update. Because it feels like JS or Yu Jing's getting is in the pipe for that right now.
Sure.
So I'd imagine when the next one gets some
models. Probably the Koga. Yeah.
Yeah. What about that Sunzu new profile? Huh?
I think the Sunzu profile in general is pretty great. Like I
know, but the new profile. Like just an extra order.
Three orders for 3 points is pretty cool.
Yeah, he might actually be the one. He might just be the one that like
just because of his price point.
And he's not limited in any way. Like the Koga has problems. Like there's certain things he does not want to run into. Whereas Sunzu is like, what? Go away. Like there's nothing that runs into Sunzu that Sunzu doesn't go like, I don't want to dock to you right now, and shoots you with a shotgun. Or
but also you might just get it wrong because there's 3 of them on the table.
Yeah. Okay,
like
there you go.
Sunzu, you're like, well, Sunzu's our boy. He's like, well, what if this edition will give him decoy and ECM hacker -3?
And then we'll put firewall on him. And then we'll give him an extra order.
Because he's just smarter than you.
Yeah. No, I like it. All right. That'll be it. That'll be what I'll put in my brain as like, you did it, Yu Jing. You're a real faction now. I probably won't remember your names though, because whatever. It's Yu Jing.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the bonus episode, everybody. And we'll be back next week with more. Bye.